We're back in the shop. We got some stuff going back together. We had one guy specifically ask for more Henry. Do you believe it, Henry?
Yeah.
You can? They like seeing you? You want to smile for the camera? You want to tell them what you're doing? What are you doing, Henry? He is busy playing with his Tonka trucks and moving dirt. Anyways, we got a couple stuff going on. This is almost back together. We got that seal changed out the other day. This is actually, it's kind of like a Christmas tree seal in a way. But right here, this is what was broken. So it was leaking out right here. Got that done. Those are some chopper parts. And we're getting it back together. All I got left is slap the seat in it. I'm gonna drive it away from whatever crap is underneath it still. And then move it over there. We gotta do the engine oil on it. Did the 2 valve cover gaskets. And then we got 2 new back tires for it. Those were junk. We did ask them when these were down there to get the same tires. That part somehow didn't happen. But whatever. They're already mounted and we're putting them on. So we got 2 front ones that look like this and 2 back ones that look like that. It'll be just fine. Someone might be like, why didn't you do these on one side and those on that side? It's gonna not rock and it's not gonna sit sideways, it's gonna sit level. It'll be fine. I'm almost done the bucket here, I guess. I was working on that the other day. I was welding on it till like 9:30 at night, but then I stopped. But I got one more bead to lay in here, and then I got the 3 skid plates to put on, and then I got to cut off the extra. It's a 110-inch blade where we were able to at least get. So it's not a weld on, but I made it a weld on, and it'll just be fine, and everything will be good on it. The transmission is still not back yet, and there's kind of a mini mess, but it's not bad in here. This lift piston is off the 60 from Doe's. We didn't actually have the right seal kit. We had 3 seal kits here, and none of them ended up being the right ones. This is not supposed to be broken and like that. There's a blue piece that's supposed to be here, but that thing fell off the second I pulled it out. So this is one of the lifting cylinders. Both lifting cylinders on it are leaking, and at least one of the curling ones is. But I just got the seal kit today after about 4 attempts. It was just not working because there's like 4 different styles for the lifting and the curling that you can get for it, so it was a pain. But we got them now. We got to do but we put the lift piston off our old 60 that's up at Doe's and the broken one. That has one still on it. Christoph is a lot of talking right now. So I don't think I've ever updated since this. We originally ordered new clutch springs packs as one. And what were those priced at? $900 a piece?
No, it's more.
Or was it more?
Yeah, almost 900 something.
A piece.
I think so.
For the center 2 drums. Christoph did a bunch of more digging upstairs, and he found we had a bunch of the stuff already still, and then he ordered a couple other stuff too, and we're gonna rebuild the ones we have for a fraction of the price. Because yeah. So luckily we found a lot of our own stuff. We didn't have to. We canceled the expensive order. So this will be back together and running today. And then we have a lot of truck work to do before corn season starts. 3 trucks need a lot of work. And supposedly on Wednesday, Alex's truck can go in. Now that we went and got it. Should have got it.
We needed it.
Oh, we did. All our trucks were going down, as you can see in the videos. I don't think I mentioned it. The Black Western Star we couldn't use. That'll be part of a video when it comes there, but couldn't steer anymore. Yes, Henry. Yes, Henry. Let me take your nose. And then changing the oil in it right now. It's actually right on 500 hours. I mean, it's a little give or take, but I just checked. So, ain't even bad this time. She's filling that little thing up right there. It is as black as you can be. It is some dark oil, but just check this. No metal. We're good. 21,000 hours and going strong. Put a new cap on this. The other one had no more rubber on top, so it was just pissing out antifreeze on it. But she's almost ready to go. She does need some motor and hydraulic oil. This thing's all done. Got the safety bar up. Oil filter changed. And I'm gonna drive this down. Be good to go for a while, hopefully. Christoph's doing some welding on the head, and we'll pull in the next machine. So what I'm gonna do real quick to get it put back together and out of the way is I'm gonna put this piston back together. So it took a while to get the right seal kit just because of how many options there are. You should not be able to do that with a seal. But we finally got it, so we'll get it put together. Yeah, we got 2 lifting and 2 curlings. That thing, I mean, all the seals look like this on it because I took the front one front one off and it looked just like this. So it wasn't holding up. Which wasn't an issue because it just went down. But the curling is a big issue because you'd have to hold curling in anytime you had the bucket on it, and loading feed like that truly sucks. But we have it together with the other piston right now, but we'll get that brought back down at some point and fixed correctly. But for now, I'm gonna at least get this piston out of the way and put to the side. I forgot to record it, but I did change all the O-rings, except for this one right here. That one wasn't the same. That's a round O-ring that was on there. This is a flat one, so I'd rather keep the round one, and I didn't do those in there because they weren't leaking, and that's a pain to change. But we're slipping her back together, got it all lubed, and we'll tighten it. It should be good after. Well, we got this done. I gotta talk a little loud because the radio's up, but we got a pipe here, this here so it can't come off, and it's in the vise, and now we got her tightened up. There's no locker on these, so you just tighten them up till they're snug, and it should be good. It was loose enough to where I only needed the pipe wrench to get it off, so that's as tight as I made it. So today, it's probably afternoon now before I start recording anything, but we got the transmission back this morning. Christoph almost has it back in. Ferdy and me were doing other stuff today, but it's been raining all damn day. It's just raining, but we haven't got to that. We got 3 3/8 thick sheets for that right there. Could have went 1/2 inch, but those were already 6 inches wide, so it kind of just worked out easier. I got that done welding, so I'll put those on and bow them. But right now I'm working on the Freightliner. Got some stuff to do on it. Had to put a bolt in up front, and then the brakes are sticking like crazy on this. Basically anytime you tap the brakes, they ain't releasing very well. And then I just noticed the lights are staying on for the brake lights, so it's actually the foot pedal. She's just got so much crap built up underneath it over the years that it's not letting it freely turn. So we're gonna get it cleaned out and then lube up whatever it needs. Should fix whatever that is. Now Christoph is getting this in. Oh. He's doing a lot of cursing, so we're keeping the camera away.
Yeah, better.
Better that way.
Fucking junk.
But yes, I see you need to pivot it, the top up.
I know. Like this.
No, that's the wrong one. That's side to side.
Drive shaft. I gotta put the clutch pedal first, and then
So you can see stuff's getting put back together, and then after the brakes are working on this, I gotta get 2 rough cut boards. We have them, but gotta put the sideboards back on because it's corn. And also, when you dump into this with the dump wagon, this is the shortest box, or at least one of them. The dump wagon likes to go over feet, so the sideboard will stop that. Those got forcefully removed by the excavator. We were loading it, and they got in the way on accident. But yes, that's how this is going. Okay, so we got this fixed. I got a vacuum clean over there. I threw all the trash out. It's on the ground right now. Before someone bitches, our trash can's full. And I don't have bags up here. Anyways, I'll have to get some after. But now, you saw earlier, this was like up to here, and then underneath the pedal where everything moves was so packed I had to get a screwdriver to jam the stuff out, and then I vacuum cleaned it, and now she's moving freely. So there was so much underneath here that it would not pop back up off the button. Where's the light? Here, this would help. The button right there, it wouldn't come off of that, so it was staying compressed just a little bit. But yes, we cleaned it all out. I pulled the whole mat up, and we do have to clean a little over there. But right now, I'm working on some lights. One right here was not working, and this is the one I just took off. What actually happened is it unplugged, because if I put it on, it turns on. Well, you can see. Anyways, I gotta get it to pop together, so maybe I have to get a screwdriver behind it or something. And a pipe wrench, yeah, I can grab one. And then I have 2 box lights. Both these 2 are not working. That one is ripped off. This one must be the wire broke off. But the other sides and the back are all working good. So, not bad. And then she is ready. Nope, needs the sideboard. And then we have that still. I got this light working. I just shoved the screwdriver in there and then got her plugged in correctly. There. Yes, this one's LED. These are not. The other side has all LED now, but when they go, we'll replace them. It looks good going down the road from a distance. No one will see the difference. So I got one new light for the back. It's actually one we've had for a while. It's in the back. And then here I just got to figure out the wiring problem because everything's fine on it. Well, we got the next project in. I didn't record it because Philip took the Freightliner to get the box dumped out, and I left the camera in there. But this project is a...
It actually won't be that bad.
Anyways, so this is a 1996 truck, and it used to be a logging truck, saw lots of salt. This project, we've been holding it off. The cab mounts have been going through the floor slowly, we've noticed, but we've been holding it off because we literally just don't have time. Well, but now we have to make time. Where's my light, Ferdy? The DeWalt one? Somewhere. You have it? I can just show. They have enough light from the floor to see this one. So that is the cab mount. We've already cranked it up to be level again with this board right here. We were using the crane. So that was about 1 inch or 2 through the floorboard. And then we'll look at the other side. The other side was actually even worse up, but the floor looks better because we put a sheet on it a couple years ago. And there's my light. So on this side, we put a sheet on it a long time ago, but it blew through right there, and it was the bolt that is this bolt right here was this far of it was up through it was sitting about this high up. It's supposed to be below the floor, so we're working on getting. There's supposed to be a mount right there. I cut some rubber trying to get that thing out, but I don't know. We're probably gonna have to work around it. Anyways, I gotta make a new base for this cab mount. The back's still fine, but it was so bad that you couldn't steer it. It screwed the steering up on the last day, so we had to stop driving it. Right there. It's sitting where it's supposed to now through the gap. You can see where it was rubbing, and we can't have that. So we're fixing this before corn. We wanted to do it sooner, just kept pushing it off, but then on the last day it finished breaking through. So we're doing it. Well, this morning we're loading up the 74. Connor's here. He's gonna haul it up to Canada because they think it's something in the dash or whatever electrical. But even if it's that, most likely they gotta program it, and we honestly have too much to do right now to keep fiddling with it. We've tried a couple of times, but if they got a program, it's a waste of time anyways for us. So Ferdy's gonna drive that. You can't really, maybe you could see his right hand. He's got on a T-handle. He's overriding all the electrical right now. All the CVTs have it. So basically, when you press a button when you start it, and it disconnects all the electrical stuff, puts it into manual drive. So now it's straight on the side of the transmission, turning the knob, and that's changing the hydraulic pump pitches and allowing him to drive it manually. So, whoa! I guess it'll work. It might. I should just push him up. Oh yeah, it's got to be down anyways, the chain. So we're hoping the back tires are not gonna hit like they did on mine. Hey, go to the right a little. Look at that. The skinnier tires make it fit. This has 650s, mine has 800s. Hey, I didn't even mention yet the John Deere's broken again, but yes, on camera, the John Deere's broken again.
Fucking absolute shit.
We're saying that as we're loading a Massey, that way people can't bitch. They all break.
That one's just always been broken.
That one's just lately always been broken. This is this
Same problem though, it's just they haven't figured it out.
Yeah. Well, she's all chained up. I did take the CV antenna off and flip that light just so they don't rip it off accidentally on something low, a tree or a wire. But this one doesn't sit as tall anyways as the other tractors. Alright, they're headed out. Ferdy's gonna go with Connor to make crossing the border easier. We got a work order paperwork for this tractor, and if we're just there, it goes easier for him. So, and we got to drive it off anyways manually.
They could probably do that.
They up there could do that, but it's mostly the border is the reason. So, Ferdy's gonna go with them. We're gonna get going. We got plenty to do in the shop, and yeah. So we got one on here, and I kind of grinded it out. It's hitting right here, but this was eyeball. We stuck it here straight, those plates right there. I put a mark where I needed it bent, and then I just put a line across where I think it was, because it was sitting out here, and I torched that off, and then we went over to the press, and we have a 90-degree angle thing made to bow it, and that is the first shot right there. So I'll make the other two real quick, and we'll get that done, and then I can weld them all on and finally take this bucket out. But I wanted skid plates on here again, otherwise you're just gonna wear out this floor, so that'll save that for a long time. I got this project all done, except for I gotta cut the edges off once we have the tractor here to pick it up. Not that I torch into the cement, but I got the skid plates on, and I think this will last just fine for the rest of this bucket's life. Anyways, moving on to the other projects. Christoph is closing in on finishing this. Transmission is all in. One of the bolts that are for the transmission mounts, one of the bolts stripped out for some reason when we were tightening it. We didn't even get it fully tight and it stripped out. But getting those new bolt, and then he's got the drive shaft PTO stuff to put on, and some air hoses for the shifter that has to still go on. It's right there. But it is getting closer. Now on this project, I gotta do this now. I was finishing one and then I'll do this one. So once the tractor comes out later, I can do that. So we got this all picked up. We had to use bars because it was catching and it wasn't going up on us. So we got her moving finally. We got a block in here and we'll do something with this mount. Put a big plate in, put some North support on and call it a day.
Yes.
And she'll be driving again. We really didn't want to have to do this.
No, but we had to.
But
it hit the steering wheel. You can show.
I did show yesterday that I was starting to hit, so we have to do it now. The way we're gonna do this is, so basically you can see all these pillars right here. I guess they're not pillars, but the main structure things. There's still a bunch of these like right here that are still good. So what I'm gonna do is, because the plate sat flat with that, I'm gonna cut this plate out. I already cut a piece off right here. And then back here you can see where it snapped. So we're gonna cut it right here on this side of it, get this cab mount section out, and then I'm gonna figure out how to, I'll reconnect this, either put a new piece in or something. So that's square again. And then we're gonna put in a flat plate, a thick one, underneath this that connects a bunch of it, and we'll weld it on, bolt it, whichever way we have to. And then it also has to come to this angle because that's where it used to sit. Or it needs to go up a little bit, but yeah, we'll connect it here. That way everything's back to mounted. And that's how we'll do this side, and then probably have to do the same to the other side. Now I can't get the disc grinder in behind the square. You can see right there. I don't want to cut the tube, even though it's not the best shape, but otherwise trying to get a new one mounted there is gonna be pretty hard. So I'm gonna cut along the old weld with a Sawzall, and we'll get that thing yanked off. I got Sawzall right here, and we'll get that cut off. Going, but I'm gonna turn this off because it's just a waste of recording. So this was where the cab mount bolts. Put the steel here on the side. At least there's some good meat still. But yes, it's rusted right out. I say good meat, but I literally shoved the Sawzall right through here. Just cut it out. I'm gonna have to put a new flooring right here. But yes, the upright part of that bar is bad. She ain't in the best condition. But if I cut it out here, I can weld and do some work. I have to open this up some more probably. Well, we got pretty far so far. We have nothing welded. Like, I guess I have that 90 welded that I showed earlier. So got the plate in here. I have it so I can weld all in here. So it's all going to be reinforced a little bit on the side there. That cutout you see is because of the exhaust hanger. The plate's going to come all the way back to that support structure. Just the way it is. It's not going to touch there, but I can weld right here. I guess I can weld a little bit, but it won't touch. That's not a big deal, it's just because there's an up lip. And then we have it jacked right there. And then in the front here, I can weld to the old cab structure right there, the cab mount, so I know it's at the right height. I can weld right there all the way across. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of a angle bar or plate right here so that it can't twist. And honestly, this side will be good. I'll have to put a little plate on the inside. I'll probably self-tap it down like we did on the other side a couple of years ago. And she won't be as good as new, but she'll be as good as she's gonna be, right, Krista? Yeah. She's gonna beat. My camera turned off, but I said she ain't as good as she once was, but she's as good once as she ever was. We got this side basically done. I added in a angle piece right here. That way it can't twist forwards on this thin stuff here. Yeah, some of it's not welded the best, but I did what I could. But the plate itself, welded very good, honestly. So right here you can see I put a little inch block in. That's gonna be holding the door up to the right place. Now that's not gonna get welded until we have this 2x6 out so we can close the door to make sure it's closing right, because this thing had a hard time opening because the door dropped because of this rock. It'll get a new floor something, and I gotta also weld, once the floor's in, something to this 90. But that plate, that little inch thing right here, it's gotta come this way a little, and then I gotta drill the hole for the cab mount. But the light's reflecting. Anyways, it's welded in all the way over to there. Some of it's welded better than other, but rust and you're welding sideways. But that block's just there to be there. It's not gonna get welded until the other side's done, it's dropped, and we have the cab mounts figured out and the doors can close. Otherwise it'll hit on top if it's too high. Working with rust. Christoph, I haven't been recording working on this side because it's actually more of a pain than the other side, but I put a thicker plate in because I have less steel to work with. So what it's gonna work off of, so you can see I got it boarded up. It's a 3/8 fixed sheet. I have it wedged up as good as I can. The other one I was able to do a front triangle. There is no steel here. So we're putting it in sideways on an angle. I can weld right there really good, and on the other side. This floor is just, I took the panel off that does all the fuses so I could get to the wall, but I can't weld too much there because you got the electrical connectors. So we're doing what we can. I gotta drill a 5/8 hole up through this. Trying to push the drill bit through that is not the easiest. And if you use a little one, you can't get center sometimes, so I gotta use the right size so it follows that correctly. And pushing straight up is, you don't have a lot of like push. Saw this on the internet, and I'm telling you, it's working. It's pretty cool. I gotta be gentle because I'm on the batteries, but even that, it's pretty slick. Maybe my camera's dying, but I just put my hand on the jack lever. My camera's dying. My battery, I gotta get a different one real quick after, but I'm gonna finish this up. This is how to do it. Now we're recording. Well, we were gonna record this because Ferdy just came, but
he finished it off.
Yeah, the jack does.
It was a pain in the butt. The
very end, because the end never goes good. It kept yanking the drill on me.
Yeah,
but we got a hole. Okay.
One side. Did you get the other side already?
No.
Okay.
But we got one side. It sits a lot different. You can. This is sitting how it used to. It was rubbing right there. Now we got the gap like it should. And I just got to drill that hole in like that. And I had to cut this a little bit. It was too tall. The door. I had to cut that because it was sitting too high and the door would not close correctly. Now, it's nice. Now, it's like 8:30 at night, but I got this back in. The floor's all in. That side's all done. She's holding, and just gotta put these on both sides. She's good to go.